Welcome to Midnight Signal AI. It's March 9th, 2026, and we're here with your daily download of what's new and important in AI. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. Today we've got everything from prompt security for coding agents, to Microsoft and Apple's next AI moves, to how AI is helping spot brown bears in Alaska. Let's dive in.
Our lead story comes from Hacker News and Medium, where Chaya Barjwa takes on making prompt injection harder against AI coding agents. This is all about defending coding assistants like GitHub Copilot or Replit Ghostwriter from the growing threat of prompt injection attacks.
Right. Prompt injection is when a user sneaks malicious instructions into an AI's context, tricking it into doing something unintended, like leaking secrets or running unsafe code. With coding agents, the stakes are even higher, because the AI can actually write and even execute code.
Barjwa's article digs into technical strategies, things like input sanitization, limiting the agent's permissions, and using guardrails to filter what the AI sees. But none of these are silver bullets. The piece really highlights how hard it is to fully lock things down, especially as models get more capable and creative in interpreting prompts.
Exactly. What stood out to me is the call for layered defenses, not just one-off patches. Every new input channel or plugin is a possible attack surface. It's a reminder that AI security is a moving target, and the more we automate, the more we have to think like attackers too.
And the community's reaction on Hacker News? Pretty quiet so far, but I expect this topic to heat up as coding agents become more embedded in developer workflows. It's a classic arms race between attackers and defenders.
Speaking of defending your code, let's talk about AUTEL, the Anti-AI Training Ethical License. This one's up on GitHub and making some waves on Hacker News today. The idea, a software license that explicitly forbids using your code as AI training data.
It's a sign of the times. Developers are getting more protective as AI models scrape more open source. This license tries to put legal and ethical boundaries in place, saying, you can use my code, but not to feed your LLM.
The real question is whether these licenses will actually be respected or enforceable. AI companies move fast, and data is everywhere. Still, it's a clear signal from devs. We want a say in how our work trains the next generation of AI.
On the flip side, we've got new tools popping up to help developers, like HulaNote. It's an outliner note app with a built-in MCP client, highlighted on Hacker News today. It's another example of AI getting more deeply integrated into everyday productivity.
Yeah, this isn't your average notes app. The built-in AI can structure, summarize, and surface context automatically. It's a step toward the kind of smart, context-aware assistance people have been dreaming about. Less typing, more synthesis.
And speaking of context, AboutPhilippe.com just showed off a context plane for AI agents, built in Rust. The idea here is to give agents a shared, persistent memory layer backed by cloud storage like S3, so they don't have to start from scratch every session.
That's huge for multi-agent systems, or even just a single agent that needs continuity across tasks. The technical challenge is balancing fast, relevant context access with privacy and cost. But if we crack that, AI tools could feel a lot less forgetful and a lot more useful.
Now, let's talk about managing open source with AI agents. Over at Macedatus.com, there's a deep dive into using autonomous AIs to triage issues, review pull requests, and even write documentation. This isn't science fiction anymore. It's being tested on live projects.
It really highlights how the role of a maintainer is shifting. AI can take the grunt work, leaving humans to focus on higher-level decisions. But it also raises questions. Who's accountable if the AI merges a bad PR? Where do we draw the line between automation and stewardship? Switching gears, Microsoft made headlines on the Register for confirming a new Microsoft 365 Premium tier, loaded with AI features, and notably with few discounts. This comes right as they're also launching an AI that can handle much of your office work for you, according to Medium. Microsoft's not just layering AI on top of Office, they're baking it into every workflow, from email to spreadsheets to scheduling. But the pricing signals they see these features as must-haves, not freebies. It's a play for lock-in, and frankly, a bet that companies will pay for real productivity gains.
And the companion story. Microsoft just launched an AI that does your office work, as Medium reports. It's a full-blown assistant that can draft documents, summarize meetings, and even automate repetitive tasks. The promise is to save time, but it also raises the bar for what's considered normal office productivity.
Absolutely. The risk is that expectations for workers rise even further. Why didn't you use the AI to finish this faster? But if it works well, it could free up a lot of mental energy for more creative or strategic work. The challenge will be adoption and trust.
Meanwhile, Apple's reportedly postponing its smart home display launch, waiting for new AI and Siri updates, according to Bloomberg. The message: voice assistants aren't good enough yet, and Apple doesn't want to ship until their AI is up to par.
That's a big move. Apple usually ships first and iterates later, but the AI landscape is so competitive now that falling behind, even by a few months, could mean losing ground to Google or Amazon. It's a sign that AI quality is now a critical product differentiator, not just a nice-to-have.
And it's not just the big players. Over at sorca.life, there's a new voice-first AI therapy companion. It's designed for real-time conversational mental health support, something that's been tricky for chatbots to get right. Early feedback is promising, but the stakes are high when it comes to trust and safety.
Yeah, therapy bots have to tread carefully. They can offer support and structure, but they can't replace human clinicians. The real challenge is triaging who needs what and making sure nobody falls through the cracks. Still, it's a sign that AI is moving from productivity to much more personal domains.
On a lighter note, let's talk CPUs. HPC Wire reports that the AI boom is making CPUs cool again. For years, GPUs have dominated AI workloads, but as models diversify and edge AI grows, CPUs are getting a second wind, especially for inference and lightweight agents.
It's a classic tech pendulum swing. GPUs are still king for training giant models, but CPUs are everywhere, cheaper, and often good enough for many tasks. Plus, new chip designs are blurring the lines, with CPUs getting AI accelerators built in. It's a good reminder that the hardware race isn't over. It's just evolving.
Meanwhile, over at CNN, there's a fascinating look at how art historians and AI models are clashing over what's a masterpiece and what's a copy. The story highlights how even experts and algorithms can disagree on art authentication, and why that matters for museums, collectors, and artists.
Right. AI can spot details humans miss, but it can also get tripped up by style or context. Sometimes it's not just about data, it's about interpretation. This debate shows how AI is challenging established expertise, for better and worse.
And to close out, a story from EPFL. AI is being used to identify individual brown bears in Alaska, helping researchers track populations and migration. It's a great example of AI in conservation, automating what used to be tedious manual work and delivering better data for wildlife management.
I love this kind of story. It's easy to focus on the business or ethical drama, but AI is also quietly solving real-world problems, from healthcare to ecology. Sometimes the best applications are the ones that just make science a little easier.
That's it for today's Midnight Signal AI. From coding security to art debates to Microsoft's AI ambitions, the news keeps coming and the stakes keep rising.
We'll be watching all of it, and we'll be back with more tomorrow. If you want any links or sources, check the show notes. Thanks for listening.
That's the brief. We'll be back when the machines have more to say.